Hi, my name's Emily and welcome to Secret Patterns. In today's video, I'm super excited to share how to crochet this beautiful stitch. So this would be considered, I would say this is pretty similar to the crochet cross hatch stitch. But you can see it's very pretty stitch pattern. It's basically like double crochets kind of sidewards. And so you can see the top and the bottom of this has this beautiful like scallop, and that's just what you do for each row. So so you don't end with a different row. It's just what you do for every single row of the blanket. And you can see this is what the bottom looks like, and you can kind of see the stitch pattern very nicely there. So this is a super easy blanket tutorial. The nice thing about this is that it's a 1 row repeat, and then the other thing is that you work into the chains, like the chain spaces, instead of an actual stitch. So it makes it a little bit easier to work into, and especially if you're a beginner, you don't have to worry about working into the next stitch and where that next stitch is. Instead, you can just work into the space, and that's for most of every row. And then the last two things I wanted to mention is that if you ever want to, you can adjust the playback speed by clicking the little settings gear icon in the bottom right corner of the video. Then click playback speed, and then you can adjust, so either talk faster or slower, depending on whether you're more advanced or more beginner crocheter. Sometimes it's just easier to adjust it, so if you're more advanced and you know how to do certain stitches, you can speed me up, or if you're more of a beginner and need me to slow down, you can slow the video down. And then the last thing I want to mention is I do have planned to have a free blog post available for this blanket soon, so you can check the link in, I'll put a link in the cards if I can, and also in the description box down below. So let's go ahead and jump into the video. Alright, so the yarn that you'll need today is this beautiful yarn. So this is Red Heart Super Saver Ombre, and it is a number 4 worsted weight yarn. Now this yarn has naturally changes colors in the most beautiful way. So you can see that the center pole of this yarn is this deep purple, and then it goes to a lighter purple. So it turns out absolutely stunning on the blanket. Then you'll need a 5.5mm crochet hook. Now, for when I made this blanket, I made this blanket actually a while back, and now I'm just getting around to sharing the tutorial. This blanket, I was a little bit of a looser crocheter around the time that I made this blanket. So when I made a swatch in preparation for this video today, I noticed that it was a little bit tighter. So you can see here is what my little swatch was. And you can see it's just a little bit tighter instead of this really beautiful loose. So what I would either recommend doing is sizing up a hook size if you're a little bit more of a tight crocheter, or if you're a loose crocheter, just don't worry about it, use a 5.5mm hook. So hopefully that makes sense. Basically, if you're a loose crocheter, you're perfectly fine, use a 5.5mm hook, and if you're a little bit of a tighter crocheter, I would size up to a 6 or 6.5 if you have a 6.5. So if they make a 6.5mm hook. So that is what I was going to tell you about. Then you also just need obviously some scissors and a darning needle to weave in your tails. So now let's go ahead and begin with row number 1 of the blanket. So you're going to begin by making a slip knot. So you're going to put the yarn at the base of your hand. Then you're going to wrap it around your hand twice. So then you're going to grab that back loop, bring it forward, grab the new back loop, bring it up and over and off your finger. And then you're going to just grab both of these tails and tighten. Now you're going to put the loop onto your hook, tighten so it's just nice and like can go back and forth. And now what you're going to do is you're going to chain a multiple of 7. So for this blanket, I chained 98. And then once you have your multiple of 7, you're just going to chain 1 more. So for this blanket, I did 98 chains plus 1 more then. So I did 99 chains. Now the one thing I did want to note about this stitch pattern is that it pulls together a little bit. So normally, like if I were to chain 98 for a blanket, it would be a pretty nice big size. And this one is decent, but I would consider this almost more of like a small baby blanket or like a doll crib, a baby doll size, because it's just a little bit on the small side. So what I would do is I would probably chain a multiple of 7, like maybe 2 more times, and I think that would give you a little bit more of the desired baby blanket size. I would probably chain like 112 and then do that one extra chain, so 113 or something like that. So do a multiple of 7, and so for this example little swatch, I'm just going to do 21 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and to make a chain, you're just going to yarn over and pull through. So I have my yarn like this, and then on this side, I'm just holding the hook, and then with my thumb and this finger, I'm going to be holding the chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I'm just going to continue, and once I get to 21 chains, I'll meet you back. All right, so I just chained 21, and now at this point, you're just going to chain 1 more, because remember you did a multiple of 7 plus 1. So you can see that is what it looks like. Now at this point, you're going to double crochet into the 4th chain from hook. So the loop on your hook does not count as a chain. You're going to skip 1, 2, and 3 chains, and then into that 4th chain right here where my thumb is at, you're going to make 2 double crochet into that chain. So we're going to begin by yarning over, insert into that 4th chain. You're going to yarn over, pull through. You're going to yarn over and pull through 2. Then you're going to yarn over and pull through 2. And then now what you're going to do is, because you're supposed to do 2 double crochets into that first chain, you're going to yarn over and insert into that same chain, and you're going to make another double crochet. So there we go. So now at this point, you should have 2 double crochet, and you're going to go ahead and now skip 3 chains, and into the 4th chain, you're going to make a single crochet. So you can see, you don't want to count this as a chain because that's where we just worked. You can see the double crochets are coming out of it. You don't want to count that, you want to go into the next one. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then into that 4th chain, you're going to make a single crochet. So insert your hook, and then you're going to yarn over, pull through, and now you have 2 loops on your hook, and you're going to yarn over and pull through 2. So now at this point, we have double crochet, then we skipped 3 chains, and into the 4th chain, we made a single crochet. So now what we're going to do is we are going to chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And let me sit, and there we go. And you're going to now double crochet into the next 3 chains. So you can see we just, where we made that single crochet here, you're going to go into that next chain. So there's the next chain. You're going to yarn over, insert, and you're going to make a double crochet. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Now you're going to double crochet into the next 2 chains as well. So yarn over, insert into the next chain. So not into that same where we just went, into the next chain. And then you're going to double crochet into that next chain afterward too. So there you go. You can kind of see what we're going to start having, that little bit of a wave pattern. So now you're going to skip 3 chains again. So 1, 2, 3. So 1, well, there you go, 1, 2, and 3. And then into that 4th chain, you're going to make a single crochet. Then you're going to chain 3. And you can probably kind of get the idea of the repeat at this point for row 1. So you can see we chained 3 now. Now you're going to double crochet into the next 3 chains. So don't go into that stitch, or don't go into where we just did that single crochet. Instead, go into the next chain, make a double crochet. Then go into the next chain, make another double crochet. And into the next chain, you're going to make another double crochet. now you can see kind of the pattern that we're beginning. And what you're going to do is you're going to skip 1, 2, 3 stitch chains, and then to that fourth chain, you're going to make a single crochet. So if you were to have more chains to go into, you would just repeat that pattern. So you do your single crochet, then you chain 3, and then you'd do 3 double crochet into the next 3 chains. So hopefully that makes sense. You can see this is what it's looking like. So you can see we did our single crochet, chain 3, then double crochet into the next 3 stitches, then skip 3, and then single crochet. Okay, so now what you're going to do is once you finish row number 1, you're going to chain 3, turn your work, and into that first stitch you're going to make 2 double crochet. So right there into that first stitch. So you can see we have 1, 2, 3 chains. And then into that first stitch right here, you're going to make 2 double crochet. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and you're going to do that one more time. And now what you're going to do, so you can see we have 3 double crochets, and then we have that big chain space. So you're going to insert your hook into that massive chain space right there. So just insert your hook into that big hole. And you're going to make a single crochet. So insert, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over, pull through 2. Now you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and you're going to double crochet 3 into the same chain space. So you're going to insert your hook just into that big chain space. So don't try to worry about going into the chains, just go into the space. You're going to make 3 double crochets into this space. So 1, 2, and 3. And remember to, if you prefer the loose look, remember to crochet a little bit on the loose side. So now that we finished those 3 double crochets, you're going to skip into the next chain space. So you can see we have that single crochet, then those 3 double crochets, and now you're going to insert your hook into that big chain space. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, then you're going to chain 3, and now you're going to double crochet 3 into that chain space. So 1, 2, and 3. And so you're just going to repeat that into each of the chain spaces across your row. So you can see that I came to the end of my row. So you can see I have 1, 2, 3. And what you're going to do is you're going to single crochet into the 3rd chain when we begun. So you can see we have that single crochet, 2 double crochets, and then there's that top of that 3rd chain right there. You're going to insert your hook into there and make a single crochet. So now if I lay this down, you can kind of get the idea. Here, let me zoom in a little bit. You can get the idea of what we're doing. So now from now on, you're just going to repeat exactly what we just did. So you're going to chain 3, turn your work, and you're going to double crochet 2 into that first stitch. So double crochet 2 into there. Then you're going to single crochet into that chain space, so go all the way into there. Then you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. And then you're going to double crochet 3 into that chain space. So 1, and 2, and 3. I'll zoom out a little bit so you can, there you go. So 3, then you're going to skip the 1, 2, 3, and 4 stitches, and you're going to go into that next chain space, make a single crochet, chain 3. So I think you're getting the idea at this point. Then you're going to double crochet 3 into that chain space. So as you can see, this is a super simple repeat, and it's actually really enjoyable to do because you don't have to worry about making sure you're in the right stitch, you just have to go into a massive hole basically. So now you're going to, once you finish the end of the row, you're going to single crochet into the top of that third chain. So you can see 1, 2, 3, and then into that top of that third chain, you're going to make a single crochet. And you can see this is what it's going to be looking like. A very beautiful stitch, and I'll now show my big blanket so you can see it a little bit easier. There you go. So, as you can see, this is what it will look like as you continue to work on it. So very, depending on how loose your tension is, it's going to be very nice and loose. And it's such a cool stitch pattern. It just looks so unique and so beautiful. So hopefully you understand now how to do this beautiful stitch. Now obviously you're just going to repeat exactly what we did. So you're going to chain 3, turn your work, do 2 double crochets into the first stitch, single crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochets. So you can, I think you got the idea. You're just going to repeat exactly what we did for row 2 for the continuing remaining rows that you want to do. And then at any point you can decide to end your blanket. So if you feel like I'm going to end at, let's say for row 3, you say I'm done, I think that looks good. All you're going to do is you're just going to cut your yarn and then yarn over and pull through to tie off, and you'll have this nice kind of rippled top and bottom. So hopefully that was a helpful tutorial. Alright, so I just made a little bit of a bigger swatch so that you guys could hopefully see it a little bit better, because I was surprised at how small this one turned out. It did not turn out as big as I expected. So here is a little bit of a bigger swatch, and you can just see how the repeat goes. So now that I'm done with row 3 of it, you just chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, turn your work, and you're just going to double crochet into the first 2 stitches. Then you're going to skip those 3 stitches, and then you're going to single crochet into that chain space. Remember to only go into the chain space, not into that into one of the chain stitches. Chain 3, double crochet 3 into that chain space. 1, 2, and 3. And then you're going to now skip ahead to the next chain space. So you can see we just finished working into there. You're going to single crochet into the next chain space, work 3 chains, and now you're going to continue on. So double crocheting 3 into that chain space. And you can just see how that repeat just goes on and on and on until you're done with your work. So hopefully that was helpful. Thank you so much for making this super beautiful crochet blanket along with me. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please give this video a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel for weekly crochet tutorials and occasional crochet vlogs. Also, don't forget to comment down below and tell me what colors you made this blanket in. I absolutely love hearing from you guys, and so I'd love to know what colors you made it in and if you plan to give it away or keep it. Thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!